everyone, welcome back to the channel. On today's episode, we are going to be talking about a day in the life of a carer. So if this is something you have been researching about to know what a carer does in the UK, this is the right video for you. I want to say thank you so much to my returning subscribers. You guys are amazing. Thank you for coming back. And if you're just seeing my face for the first time, my name is Mercy. I am a nurse. I am currently practicing in the UK. And on this channel, we talk about nursing, lifestyle, updates in the UK, travel, vlogs. And I hope you find this valuable to stick around and subscribe to. We have a guest that will tell us everything about a carer, and I will let her do the introduction. Alrighty, so over to you, lovely lady. Can you please tell us about yourself?
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm Moyelua and I've been living in the UK for 3 years. I also have a YouTube channel and I talk about life in the UK as well and talk about my journey as a Christian and my music. I just talk about a bit of everything. Yeah. And my channel name I think is Moredeps. Away, I don't know.
Okay, I will leave a link to our channel down in the description box so you can have a look. Can you please tell us about what you are doing currently in the UK?
So I work as a support worker in a care home, and there are different types of name people call this role. Some people call it carer. I think that's the general term. And if you work in the hospital, they will most likely refer to you as a healthcare support worker or a healthcare, different names. Sorry. Yeah, and also if you work in a care home, they will most likely call you a support worker. And if you work from places to places, like a domiciliary care, so you can go to different people's homes. Your company will have different clients across the city or the region that you're living, and then they will assign you to different people's homes. So these people, they are called a domiciliary carer, and most of the time they refer more to them as the carer that comes to the home. So 3 names: healthcare support worker, carer, and
domiciliary worker,
and domiciliary support worker or domiciliary carer. But all these names is just a name. It's the same role, basically. Depends on wherever you find yourself.
Okay. So can you please tell us about a day in your life as a carer? Like, what do you do on daily basis?
Yeah, so as a carer, what I do on a daily basis is that when I get to work, we start the day with like helping people get out of bed. So a support worker or a carer, what they basically do is to support people they are looking after. So think about what you do as a person, as an independent person, what you do. This is what a carer will do to assist someone to live their daily lives. So it depends on the level of support that a particular person requires. That's the kind of support that you give to them. So if a person is like quite independent, maybe they can walk, they have mobility and all, so such person, there's a limit to the kind of care you can give. Maybe you just need to encourage that person to get out of bed and have a shower and maybe be in the shower with them. Maybe the person has some health risks that they can't be in the shower alone, for example like epilepsy or whatever. So maybe you just have to be present to help them with little things. And some people, the level of support you give to them could go a long way to maybe even hoisting them out of bed, taking them to the shower, supporting them with that shower, getting them out of that shower, like basically doing every single thing for them. So it depends on the kind of person you are supporting. So basically my day when I get to work, I work in 2 different homes. One is a learning disability home and the other one is the adult care one. So I work mainly with the learning disability one, which are younger people. So when I get to work in the morning, the people that requires help to get out of bed, I help them to get out of bed and get them ready for the day, support them with the breakfast. I even make the breakfast. So yeah, I like do cooking and all. And in the afternoon, I also help to prepare lunch because of the setting of the house I'm working in. Some homes they have cook and everything, so it just depends on wherever you find yourself. So I help them to make their lunch, support them with lunch, dinner, support them with activity. Activity is a major part of the learning disability care that I was doing, because they want to kind of give them independence and they want them to like enjoy life. So sometimes we go out for cinema, sometimes we go out to the park, sometimes we go to different places. We go to the safari, we go to animal park and all of that, and we do some
You're
indoor
practically
activities.
enjoying your day. You're having a
Seriously,
great
see,
day there.
I saw most of the movies that came out recently. Still taking people to the cinema. I call
This
this
is
Barbie,
amazing.
Guardian of the Galaxy, and all of these things.
That's nice.
I get to watch them by taking people to the cinema. So some I went bowling recently with them, and I was part of this. So you get to enjoy life with them, and
Mm.
actually they like when you're part of what they're doing, because that's what we actually encourage them to do it. And as
Yeah.
you're doing it and you are giving them the encouragement, giving them high five, it kind of boosts their self-esteem and everything. Yeah,
Mm.
so that's part of what I do. We also do indoor activities. Sometimes we throw balloons, we color, do some coloring, play some musical instrument, not like the toy ones.
Just something engaging.
Yeah, just to engage like sensory activity and everything. So we kind of make our day full. I'm always like looking for, okay, what can we do when things are getting boring? What can we do?
Mm.
We have activity cupboard and everything. So that's basically what I do. And before I leave at for my home, I support them to get back in bed if they are ready to get in bed. Some people might not be ready, so to support them to get back in bed and yeah, onto the next day. So that's basically roughly how my day goes.
Oh, you were having an amazing day. Honestly, because you working at a home is different from someone who is working in the hospital. The
Yeah,
the jobs that they do are quite different from how you have just
yeah,
explained your day. So this is really,
mm,
really nice. For
yeah.
people who want to consider this career path and people who are abroad, international people, and they want to do this here in the UK, how can they achieve this? What is like the step-by-step process to be able to achieve this?
Yeah, so number one thing I would say is that I know a lot of people wants to like relocate to the UK as a carer, but the truth of the matter is that you have to be a caring person, because sometimes we are most time motivated by maybe jackpot and all of that, and I just want to relocate and everything. But if you are not caring, even though it sounds so exciting what I just explained, it could be frustrating. So number one thing is that you have to have the heart for these people, like really love people, because sometimes you'll be faced with so much challenges. But if you don't love the people you are taking care of, then there's no point even trying to come in the first place. And the other thing is that if you are thinking of being a carer, the steps that you need to take is number one is to get a job in the UK, because the job you're getting in the UK is the one that's going to give you sponsorship to apply for a visa. And the requirement for this visa, I think, is the English test, like the IELTS. You need to have a level B2 in your English test and have at least, I think it's 4.0 in each of the subjects. So when you have that, then basically that's one of the most important documents you need. Of course, your passport. Then you need to do some tests like the tuberculosis test and what other documents, police reports and all those things. But to do all this, to get all these documents together is not the big deal. I think the big deal is to get a job in the UK. So currently it's been quite a struggle for people to get a job and a sponsor from outside of the UK. So people are getting job in the UK, but to get from outside of the UK, I've had some people in my DMs and sending me message if I get opportunity. But presently, I personally don't know any company that is giving people out of the UK. If I do, I can share that. So if you get a job from the UK, then you just go through the process of application, and hopefully you're going to get your visa to come to the UK.
For people also applying from outside of the UK, do they need like a care certificate? Do they need to do a course in care to give them like an advantage to when they're applying for
Yeah,
jobs?
yeah. Actually, I have no background in caring before I started working, but I will say I get the job quite the way I got it because I was already in the UK. So
Country.
if you are coming from outside of the country, they want to have a reason to want to hire you. So
Mm,
most company will want to hire like a nurse, a doctor, a physiotherapist, people that they know they are already certified. So they don't want to kind of like hire people that okay, they don't have any background, they don't have any certification, and then bring them into the UK and they'll be the one to start training them. So having a certificate will give you like an edge or will give you like an advantage for these companies to want to consider you. So some people
mm,
will go like do some certification and then they'll have some experience by maybe supporting their local clinics back home for like 6 months and all of that. So all that will add like some flesh to your CV to help you to be able to get jobs in the care work in the UK. Yeah.
mm. That's really good. So for people who are intending to go through this path, they will need an international passport. They will need to pass an English exam, so either IELTS or OET. Then they would need to have a care certificate and probably have an experience in care. And then they would need to apply for jobs in the
Yeah.
UK. Have you
Yeah.
got any idea of job sites that they can go through during the job application process?
Yeah, I think the two major places I go when I'm looking for job is Indeed and Total Jobs. So
Okay.
I just, and also I don't really know if this is still the case. I would advise people to mostly apply to care homes and not to NHS for a healthcare assistant.
Okay.
Because before I started my job, I applied to like two NHS and I got the job as a care work assistant, healthcare assistant. And after I got the job, I've done the interview, I've done everything. They've sent me my welcome pack and everything. And so they were asking me if I have any questions, and I was telling them the current visa I was on at that time, I needed to switch it so I'll be able to do the job. Because before I did the job, I saw the adverts on the thing, and it was telling me that they offer a tier
Sponsorship.
two sponsorship. That was why I even applied in the first place. But they told me they are sorry, they can't give it to me because they don't give a band two a care worker certificate. Because a healthcare assistant on the NHS thing is a band two. So they can only offer to higher bands. So if not for a miracle, I wouldn't have like still been in UK because it was a very delicate time for me at that time. So I would advise people to be careful of like the jobs that they want to apply for. They should mainly apply to care homes and do their research well before applying to NHS for that particular band. If you are a nurse or anything, that's fine. They will support you. But for a healthcare assistant, you need to do your research well.
Okay. Just before we go, I want to ask one last question. What challenges have you experienced with your job? I forgot to ask that from the beginning.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of challenges. Yeah, I think most of the challenges, I think I'll just divide it into two because of time. The first one is challenges within like the staff team and the kind of people you work with. And
Okay.
number two one is the challenges of the people you are caring for. So if you're caring for example, I work majorly in learning disability. So if you know learning disability, you know that they are special people. So and it comes with they get frustrated easily. So you get to like face all those frustration coming from people that you are caring for. No matter how good you may be, your intention may be, they might misinterpret it sometimes and they might lash at you, they might swear at you, they might say a lot of bad things, they might even throw tantrums, some people might even hit you if you're not careful. There have been like cases of bites and all of those things to start
Wow.
from from the people
Okay.
that we are caring from. So you have to be like, you have to be ready to face all those things. If you're working in a loving and a good environment, they will help you to know how best to care for yourself. But sometimes all these things will get to you, like really gets to you. So you need to be able to. That's one of the major challenges. And the other challenge is that if you're working with a staff team that is like, your goal is to like look after these people really well, it's really work for you. But if you are working with people that are just there to, let me just do this job and get home and get my salary, if you are working with people with such attitude, it will show. So that's why I was saying in the first place, you need to come with a good heart to really want to care. So if you have a good team, and if you have a good people you are caring for, then you're good to go. But definitely know that you face challenges, especially from people you are trying to care for, because they might misinterpret. There's a lot of things that I don't want to waste our time on that. Yeah, so that's just it.
That's fine. Is there room for growth? How, like, what's the career progression in this path?
Yeah, there's room for growth, because when I started like a novice. Apart from career path, like there's room for growth in, like if you start this job and you're feeling like, oh, I don't think this is for me. I felt that way, and after some time, I've grown in my confidence. I've grown in the way I like interact with people and everything. And career path wise, there's if you're working with a very good company and they see a potential in you, they could enroll you into maybe having a certification to get your NVQ certificate, so you can get NVQ 3, NVQ 4. And from there, if you are interested in maybe a nursing role, you can start writing into universities and all. Because I told you earlier that I applied to NHS and I got a job. So I have like an account for job with NHS, and I gave an interest that okay, maybe I want to study a nursing or something. And they send me mail, send me links, and tell me that if I do this, they can support my my schooling,
Progression.
like you can, yeah, pay some part of my money and everything like that. So there's this sky is like you can fly from being a supposed to car, you can end up being a nurse, you can end up even being a medical doctor. I've seen a guy that he was studying medicine or something, or he wanted to study medicine, and he started from a healthcare assistant. So it's just a starting point, especially in
Yeah,
a country like this, you can be anything. Yeah.
that's true. Okay, so guys, just like how we all know, the UK government are looking to cutting down migration to the UK. They are talking about stopping this career pathway for people who want to become healthcare assistants in the UK. They are talking about that, but there is no official news yet. It is not official that they are stopping it. So I will advise, if this is something you want to consider, do it now. Don't wait. Don't wait, because by the time you would say you are ready, it might be too late. So please do
Yeah.
it now. This is a career path that is fulfilling. There is satisfaction. You have heard from our lovely guest. It has been a good ride so far. There is career progression as well. So if you are interested in this pathway, please do it now. All right. That's really, really great. Thank you so much for the advice. I think that's the end of the video. Got nothing else to say. I really want to say thank you so much for coming on the channel and for schooling us on this. We are very grateful. This is me saying thank you on behalf of,
You're
on
welcome.
behalf
It's
of
a
everyone.
pleasure.
Yes, I'm going to leave a link to her channel down in the description box so that you all can have a look, peruse through her channel, subscribe, like it, share it, and it would be really, really wonderful. I just want to say thank you so much to everybody who has watched it to this extent. God bless you, and I look forward to having you on the channel again, Moi. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a
You're
good day.
welcome.
Do not forget to like, don't forget to share, and do subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.